My dear students, today we are going to do a very wonderful poem. One of the greatest love lyrics written in English language and literature. The poem is very great for many reasons. The first reason, this lyric, when you are old, is written by one of the great poets of English literature, William Butler Yeats. The quality of the poet always goes into the poem. Second, the theme of the poem is equally great. Love is the theme. How poet is analyzing the theme love in the poem, we will see line by line. Third, it's a perfect lyric. All the qualities of a lyric, the meter, the rhythm, the rhyme are perfect in this poem. All the three stanzas, first line, last line rhyme, second and third line rhyme in all the three stanzas. And it's a love lyric of very high, superb quality. The artistry of Yeats as a poet is very well evident in this poem. Though short, in 12 lines he is weaving a magic of lyric. As it goes with the lyric, there is an intense outpouring of personal feelings. Again, the poem, as I told you, 12 lines, short poem. The poem is melancholic, sad. Because it is sad, the poem is sweet. The three qualities, short, sad, and sweet. Because it is sad, it is sweet. As Shelley sings, Shelley was one of the great influences on Yeats. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thoughts. When the song tells the sad thoughts, the song becomes sweet. We'll come across. Now, Yeats, undoubtedly the greatest Irish poet of the 20th century. Please keep in mind, Yeats is not an Englishman. Yeats is an Irishman, so we call him Yeats. Were he an Englishman, his name would have been Yeats, like John Keats. So, William Butler Yeats. He was a great leader in politics, in dramatics, in poetry. Many first to his credit. And he was a lover of our Indian culture, civilization, and he was a personal friend of our great Rabindranath Tagore. Any poem of this sort will have something personal in this that makes it touching and sad. The background, if you understand, will appreciate the poem still better. Yeats, as a young man, was in love with the prettiest Irish girl of the time, Maud Gonne. They were friends. They are friends in theatre, friends in struggling for the independence of Ireland as student leaders, very close to each other. There came a time Yeats proposed to Morgan, but Morgan rejected. It was a slap on the face of Yeats. He couldn't tolerate it. He couldn't accept it. Since he repeated the proposal, rejection also was repeated, and later she married one army officer by name John McBride, and unfortunately it was an unhappy marriage. From this, Yeats draws general conclusion that very beautiful ladies, they have a problem. They eat something which make them lose their sense and they become some kind of foolish individuals. In one of his poems, A Prayer for My Daughter, that also is written after this rejection, Yeats very specifically speaks about the two most beautiful ladies, one in heaven, another on earth. They ended up foolishly because they were beautiful to the core. One was Helen of Troy, wife of King Menelaus, but she was foolish to run away with Paris, the prince of Troy, that ended in the destruction of Troy, and that is the subject matter for the great Homer's Odyssey. Now, another woman is from heaven. She is Venus, very beautiful, very intelligent goddess, but in a foolish way, she married Hephaestus, the blacksmith of gods. Later only, she realized he was a lame man. And here, Morgan, because she was very beautiful, she couldn't take the right decision in life. She took the wrong decision and married John McBride, and she lost happiness in life. It was a miserable life. Now, the rejected lover would always be nursing a wound in his heart. Yeats also is nursing it in his heart. All the poems he wrote later, there is a touch of it. Just as Keats wrote all the poems after being rejected by Fanny Brown, every poem one way or other accusing her. Now, in this background, the beautiful girlfriend rejection made him a rejected lover, and how he is responding to it. Many ways people are responding once they are rejected by the sweetheart. Yeats took to writing poem. This poem is the direct outcome of the rejection. In this poem is very simple poem. The concept also is very simple. Only thing poet is making is great in many ways that we will see. The theme is so simple: love, beauty and love. He speaks of two kinds of beauty. One is physical beauty, that is temporary, it vanishes, and the love based on physical beauty evaporates. Another is spiritual love based on the inner beauty, the pilgrim soul, and this love never dies, it goes on to eternity. Love, physical and spiritual, Love based on the physical attraction of the beloved, or the love based on the interior qualities of the sweetheart. Now, Yeats so sure Morgan rejected, and it was something quite foolish. Once we do something foolish, at the time of doing it we may find it great, but later the time comes for us to regret. Now, Yeats is anticipating the days when his sweetheart would regret for having rejected the sincere lover. And he is writing the poem. And he is offering a copy of the poems to Maud Gonne. Now she is quite young, again remains pretty. Yeats also young. He is offering a copy of the book to Maud Gonne, guiding her, asking her to read the poem when she becomes old. That is, from that we get the title, When You Are Old. You don't read it, please. Don't read it. Don't open the book. You should open the book when you are old. Then only you would be able to recollect. Then only past will come alive in front of you. How beautifully the poet is bringing out the old age of Maud Gonne. How beautiful. It's a simple words. When you are old, it's the title of the poem. And grey and full of sleep. Three clauses. When you are old and grey and full of sleeps. All the L sound that goes with old age. That lullaby, that slow movement. Old, full, sleep. We can imagine a lady, maybe in her 90s, very old. When she is 90, she won't retain any of the qualities that she had at 19. So 19 is young, 90 is old. And poet is imagining very, very old. And grey. All your hair, that is soft, silky hair, would go grey. Very grey. Full of sleep. Again full of sleep. Why? You won't be able to attend to anything for a long time. You won't have the concentration. You would be full of sleep. Full of sleep means all the time sleeping. Sleeping means not deep sleep. Suppose reading a newspaper, after reading a few lines, you would be just nodding your head. That is, all these three, old, grey, full of sleep, goes with old age. The sound itself brings the meaning. Continuing, nodding by the fire. Nodding by the fire, full of sleep. Nodding by the fire. This is a concept we are not accustomed to. Nodding by fire in European countries during winter, also in Ireland. During winter, it is very cold, freezing cold. Those days, there was no air conditioning techniques. What people used to do, at the center of the drawing room, there would be a fireplace called hearth. fire would be burning there and it would be covered with a grill so that children playing around shouldn't fall into the fire, and all the household, old, middle and young, would be sitting around the fire, warming up themselves. They would be sitting around the fire. Children would be running, playing. Housewife would be preparing for the food. But the old lady has no work. It is at this time she has to take this book and read. Then what happens? Nodding by fire. She will start reading. After reading one line or two lines, she would again be nodding. That would be feeling sleepy. Not sleeping, but feeling sleepy. Take down this book. Dear, the book I give you, the book I present you today as a compliment. You shouldn't read. Now, when you are old, grey, full of sleep, nodding by fire, then take this book. See how beautifully Yeats has pictured the old age of that lady. How he is asking her to take this book then, when you are very old. Slowly read. Don't read fast. It is not a novel. It is the feelings of my heart. It is written from the wounds of my heart that you are inflicted. Read slowly and dream of the soft look. Read slowly. When you read slowly, your youth would appear in front of you. Children, now when you are studying in the second year PUC class, get a chance to go to the school where you had your kindergarten days, and you 2 or 3 friends going there. How sweet would be to recollect the sweet innocent days you spent together in the campus of the school as little kids. Slowly read, dream of the soft look. Soft means there is so much of meaning in the soft look. Here soft look means how pretty you were in those days. You were irresistibly attractive. You were invitingly beautiful. Anyone who looked at you were capturing your beauty. And that beauty made you very proud. Because you are very beautiful, many youngsters followed you because of the soft look. Hair is soft, cheeks are soft, eyes are soft, smiling is soft. Everything about you was so beautiful, so pretty, so attractive those days. You dream of that. Now you are nothing of that. The soft cheeks have been wrinkled. Soft looks now hardened. Soft falling hairs now grey. May not be having teeth, original teeth today. All that you were in those days, you are missing today. Then you will realize what? Your eyes had once that eyes, that flashing look, that magnetic look. All that is gone, madam. All that is gone. And of their shadows deep. So in the first stanza, the poet is bringing out the old age of his once heartthrob Morgane, and the transformation that she has undergone when she was transported from 19 to 90 with all the qualities of old age, murmuring, grey, old, sleep, then poet is asking here, take this book. Journey back. When you read this book, what I have written, it will re-transport you back to your beautiful days, at least in your memory. That will do magic to make you realize how foolish you had been in those days, because you had something that made you proud, that made you silly, that made you foolish, as did before you Helen of Troy and again Venus in heaven. Let us see, let us go through the book, and the poet will again come back with new ideas. Dear students, I told you the poem is not difficult, just that love. Love based on physical beauty, love based on spiritual beauty. Love can be transient, passing away. Love can be immortal. Yeats is speaking about his own feelings. Beautiful lyric, beautiful lyric. So when he speaks about his, just as authenticity is there. How he is putting it. And we will stop the first part with the first stanza, and we will resume the second part next day. Thank you.